Good afternoon, eRacing GP fans. It's Friday afternoon. That means that we are on to round 3 of the Philippines edition, brought to you courtesy of Axel Sports and Race Room. And the man on my screen left, Alex Young. Alex, Philippines, round 3. We've had a couple of very good races so far, halfway through the championship series. What are you expecting for today?
More excitement. We've had a pretty good standard of driving, and it's nice to see as we go race by race, the standard is getting better and better. We're now at Portimao. Portimao is a very interesting track, quite fast and flowing. I've never been there actually, but it's the drivers love it.
Gav Quintos had a double in the early race that we had last week, or the round 2 that we had last week. So just to show you what a little bit of eRacing Philippines is all about, we put together the highlights of his weekend. Here's the highlights of last weekend. Kamusta Philippines, and very warm welcome to the series brought to you by the other man on the screen, Alex Young. It's the eRacing GP second round of 4 of the Philippines edition. We are going to be talking about the amateur races just for now, and there's been some very quick times posted by Erwin Ramos and also from TJ Alberto. Let's get straight to the track. I'm alongside Alex Young in the commentary box. Waiting for the red lights to go off, and we are underway for this 15-minute race. He's finding it a little bit difficult going around Ellison Howe there. That's the battle for P17. Early stages of this race and plenty of incident, but Voltaire Seiko, the man in control.
Yeah, Ramos, okay, got barged out a little bit there by Quintos, but he's still there in P3. He just needs to calm down. Oh, look at this fight for the lead, though. Quintos having a look at the inside of Seiko. Oh, he hits that curb too hard and gets up on 2 wheels. Wow.
He is really having a go for this one. Is Gav Quintos. Looks on the inside. Can't quite get through into Voltaire Seiko. Behind him, there's all kinds of great battles going on in the midfield. This is Arate in the blue under immense pressure from Adrian Ayala, Daniel Palillo and Raboni John. So 5 racers just competing for very, very little space on this track. It is a fast track, Alex, but there's plenty of incident to report on this first lap.
Yeah, a few bits of contact there. Quintos, again, all over the side of Seiko. Quintos kind of carrying on from what he did at Sepang, which was, whoa, someone spins to the back. I think that was Ramos. Ramos spun at the second chicane. Oh, disaster, the pole sitter.
Up at the front, Quintos has got himself in front. He's made enough attempts to get past Seiko. At last he's done it, Alex.
But look at that, TJ Alberto, look at the inside to turn 1. We know he's quick. He didn't qualify well, so he's coming back up to the field. Runs a bit wide, just about makes it. Oh, but that allows, who's that, Cruz to come back through on both of them. But no, so Alberto's made the move his own, but Cruz takes Bernardo.
Meantime, Alberto tries to make a move into P3, and TJ Alberto goes through into second place ahead of Seiko. Seiko looks to retake it back immediately, though. Does so. And Joriel Cruz tries to come through as well.
Oh!
Cruz is caught. Alberto might be in trouble.
Yes, I think Alberto wasn't aware he was there, or he just went to the right too much. Had contact with Cruz. That's going to be a penalty for sure, I think, because Cruz could do nothing about that.
No chance to make a maneuver there, so a very, very quick look over the race leader, Gav Quintos, in all kinds of space. Loads of time and space. No time and space, though, for Bernardo. As Bernardo under intense pressure, Joriel Cruz goes on the outside. Can't make the move just yet. Surely only a matter of time, Alex.
Yeah, so there's a couple of hairpins coming up. Will he try and go down the inside of one of them? Here we go. Now this is penultimate corner. This is where... Oh, no. Bernardo covers the inside. There's contact. But he still has the position. One more corner to go. Can Cruz try around the inside? No, doesn't make it.
Quintos has got himself the victory. Voltaire Seiko will come through in second place. I'll keep an eye on that John Lawrence Bernardo incident. John Lawrence Bernardo, third place for him. Joriel Cruz coming in P4. We are underway. Race number 2, reverse grid. Ayala just able to hold on, or is he? No, Paulo Santos. It is who has the lead. The all red of Paulo Santos in the CR1 holds off. Ayala and Santos come together. Santos takes a strange old route. Is he able to hold on? The Raboni John goes into the lead there in the yellow. Buenaventura and Paulo Santos has to be content for P2 at the moment, Alex, but bags of incidents on that first corner. There is Erwin Ramos, as you say, he's come up a long way. So too has Mutoc as they come round the corner. Mutoc had a disappointing race number 1. Gav Quintos, dominant winner of race number 1, got himself up to P6. That's a terrific drive from Gav Quintos, and he goes inside LJ Mutoc and actually gets himself up into P5, but is then taken by Panlilio. So much overtaking going on. Quintos currently in P6. Panilio is the man who's very close to him. Buenaventura leads from Paulo Santos, but Santos looks like he's going to make a move. You did point him out as a man to watch, a real racer. Driving the sim for the first time. Can he get into the lead as they are in the opening stages of lap number 2? Real pressure coming from Paulo Santos. Buenaventura is still able to hold on. Behind them, Erwin Ramos under pressure from Gav Quintos. Quintos, winner of race number 1, trying to get into a podium place in race number 2, Alex Young.
Nice move round the outside of the left-hander. Gave him the inside for the right-hander, and he made the move. Great job by Quintos, who's now up to P3.
Buenaventura still able to hold on, but unable to get rid of the very quick Gav Quintos.
Yeah, really good job there. I have to say, he's soaking up some pressure, but Quintos now finally makes move, dives on the inside. But Buenaventura, goes around the outside. Buenaventura, great move by Quintos.
Gav Quintos, winner in race number 1, is the new race leader in race number 2. Ramos coming through now under pressure from LJ Mutoc. This is the battle for P3. Ramos and Mutoc going for it with 5.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Mutoc, you fancy him having a chance of Ramos. He goes down the inside. Oh! Barges Ramos out the way. And that's position 3 for Mutoc.
We have got a 3-way battle for the second spot on the podium. Buenaventura once again just takes the good racing line. Invites Mutoc to make his move. Mutoc, I'm sure, will, and then slides.
Wow, so another driver bites the dust while trying to overtake it. Buenaventura, what a drive.
As he slaloms in, it's been a victory homecoming lap. Terrific race. Quintos, middle of the pack in race 1 on weekend 1. Failed to score in race 2, but picks up maximum points here, Alex Young, for a great weekend in weekend number 2.
Well done, Quintos. I saw him weaving at the start line. I've seen drivers spin just for the start-finish line doing that, so I'm glad to see him over the line. Great job by Buenaventura, 2nd position. Mutoc in 3rd. And 4th position, Cruz just holds off championship leader Seiko.
In the overall championship standings, that double for Gav Quintos. And I can't begin to tell you how difficult it is to come from the back of the grid as you do on race number 2. Well, that's got him on 54 points. Voltaire Seiko is the man who's leading the way, and already midway through this championship, Alex, we've got 3, maybe 4 racers beginning to really show what they're worth.
Yeah, it's all about consistency, though. I mean, we saw Gav Quintos, he dominated round 2, but round 1 he was quick, but he made a few mistakes there, so that's why he's not leading the championship. So these 3 guys, I think Seiko, Quintos, and Mutoc, they're very quick, and they'll be at the front again this weekend or today, shall I say? But yeah, it's all about consistency.
Okay, let's have a look at the starters that we've got for today. And there's 24 who've put their entry cards in, but only 19 out on the track at the moment. I can tell you that Gav Quintos is the fastest out there on the track, but Voltaire Seiko is the man who is leading the overall championship standing and is the man to beat. But there's other good drivers out there. Alan Escotto, TG Alberto, Buenaventura, who had a terrific race number 2 last week. So that there's plenty to look out there, as well as your old pal Paulo Santos.
Yes. So nice to see TJ Alberto there. He was new last week. He was really quick, wasn't he, Des? I know he's a favorite of yours because he's a biker. Yeah, hopefully he'll have a good day today.
Okay, let's move on to 1 or 2 live images. Now, you've chosen the Portimao circuit in Portugal for this. The guys are just on the last 4.5 minutes or so of practice. Quick thoughts about Portimao and your knowledge of it before we actually go on to a flying lap.
Well, yeah, it's a very good test track. A lot of drivers, a lot of teams in Europe like to use it also because the weather's good all year round. And the weather we have right now is perfect. Look at that, 20 degrees air, track temperature not too hot. So yeah, it's a really fun test track.
Okay, right, let's take a flying lap. And one of the pro racers, Luis Moreno, who's top of the pro championship standings, he's done the courtesy of giving us a flying lap around Portimao.
Hello, my name is Luis Moreno from Legion of Racers, and I'm here to take you on a lap of the Portimao circuit using the Aquila CR1 Cup car in race room. So we are preparing for turn 1. We're looking for a 100-meter board on the left. Brake, turn in gently. Be careful of the blue sausage curbs on the right side. And then flat out through this kink, and then almost immediately brake. Going down to first gear for the tight right-hander Lagos. And then nice and easy to turn 4. You can use some of that curb but not too much, otherwise you would risk invalidating your lap. And then up ahead is the Torre VIP hairpin. Brake at around 75. Don't overdo it. It's easy to lock the car up. Expect plenty of overtaking opportunities on this corner during the race. And then flat through turn 6. Look for the 50-meter board on the left. A little lift going into turn 7, and then almost immediately brake going down to second gear, Samsung corner, and then onto the roller coaster section of this track. Craig Jones corner, flat out, nice and easy, and then look at the left side, 50-meter, brake, and then just aim for this apex right here, the Portimao corner, and then turn 12, flat out, then brake, down to second gear, tight left-hander, keep it on the inside line, nice and smooth, and then on to Sagre, a long right-hander, second gear, to the inside line, and then slowly transitioning to the left side of the track. Then final corner, gulp, a little crest, keep it on the right side, and then once you see the start-finish straight, inside, flat out through the power, going up the gears, 5th gear, 6th gear, 210 kilometers per hour, and that's a lap of the Portimao circuit.
Great circuit there from Luis Moreno. We'll be hearing a little bit more from him later on, Alex. Alex, lots of gradient on that track, which makes it great for viewing, but adds one or two difficulties for the drivers.
Yeah, it is tricky to drive on the gradient tracks, and especially, actually, that's one of the things when I grew up here in Asia, is all the tracks were very flat. Except for Macau, but you drive Macau once a year, and of course you had some good tracks in Japan. But in my early stages of my career, we never got on those tracks. So when I first went to Europe and you get all these tracks with big gradients, it's a different thing to think about, because you just think, you're normally thinking in 2 dimensions. Now you got to think about going up and down as well, like in a plane. So you have to really be aware of using those ups and downs. If you're going over a crest and the car gets slight, obviously that's a place you have to back it off a bit. But then when it compresses, that's when you can use the grip and stuff. So driving with the gradient track, if you've never driven a track gradient, always poses some challenges, and it makes it harder to be consistent. So we've seen lately in our ERGP global editions and even Philippines edition, we've been starting to use tracks with a lot more gradient, and the drivers have just had to get the most out of it themselves.
We're on board with Voltaire Seiko just at the moment. The fastest man out on the circuit is Gav Quintos. As we have a look at the liveries that we can expect. Voltaire in the all blue. Here's the championship leader, Gab Sintos alongside him. Also look out for Mutuch. Mutuch has been involved at the front of most of the competitions. Joriel Cruz has got a change of livery, change of car, of course. Franco Angelo Gonzalez in the yellow. Ramos is always quick. Here he is on track now. Jaham Kalam and Faustino alongside TG Alberto in the beautiful black and gold, and then Marcangelo Basilio in the blue. These are the registered starters, 21 out on the circuit at the moment. Arate and Alfred Z both competed last week. New entrant in Clyden J. Delina. Errolson Howe was one of the competitors last year. And then you've got Alonso Lacambra, Doug Ferguson, Sean Velasco, and Paulo Santos, who we will keep a close eye on because he is very quick as Santos. And then completing the 24, you've got Escoto Schwab, Adrian Ayala, and Mark Goles. So we are immediately onto a 5-minute qualification, situation. Alex, your thoughts on what would be the best time? Let's just go on board Gav Quintos. He's first out on circuit.
Okay, so the AM drivers 50 flat would be really good. So Gav Quintos is actually the quickest in the qualifying leaderboard this week, and look at that gradient change to go up through the start-finish straight. So he'll be aiming for a low 1 minute 50. The pros get into the 48s, but these guys low 1 minute 50 be the way to go. Turn 1, very, very fast corner. We are missing the turn 2 chicane, and you can just see it there in background. Before then going through turn 3, which is easy flat, and then braking for turn 4. Turn 4, it's a sort of corner, it's very easy to overcook, and you want to just try and get a nice good exit through turns 4 and 5, because then you have I would call this the back straight, as you go all the way up through the gradient to turn 6. Turn 6 called Toro Vip. And we saw that these tracks all have a lot of names on it. It's kind of unusual for a new tracks to have names. All the old school tracks have names, but Portimao is fairly recent, but they made a good effort to try and name all the tracks. Through turn 7, easy flat. Turn 8 now, braking. Quite a quick corner, actually. I don't think you brake through that corner because it tightens up. You have to kind of brake halfway through turn 8 because turn 9 just follows it. Now, up through the revs, through turn 10. I believe this is flat. According to Lewis just now, he said it was flat. And then again, turn 11, Portimao corner, braking and turning. Very important to get a good exit out of here. Needless to say, it's very wide. Use all the road through turns 12. Now coming up to the turn 13. 2 more corners after this. Turn 13, hairpin corner, but not really. It's quite a quick hairpin corner. Turn 14, Sagres. It's a very long corner, this one. You have to be careful that you don't leave the apex too early, otherwise you will run out of road on the exit. Now, last corner. Fast corner, Gulp. It's all about, just as like Lewis was saying, as the corner opens up, then you got to be full on the throttle, because this is a really important corner to get right, because it leads you on the start-finish straight, which is the longest straight, and you will know there will be overtaking opportunities at the end of the straight.
Well, at the moment, maybe this is the start of his fast lap. You took us through us there. Franco Angelo Gonzalez is the fastest out on the circuit at the moment, a 1:51.534. Second fastest is the man just behind him, John Lawrence Bernardo. Bernardo is 4th in the overall championship standings. The man who's in P3 is Mutoc, who was fastest in sector number 1. Not far off sector number 2. He's not the fastest anymore. Mutoc trying to put into a decent lap. Ramos has gone quickest. Muchos currently 3rd fastest, Alex.
Yeah, Ramos had pole position at the last race, so we know he's quick. Didn't have a very good race, so didn't finish where I'm sure he thought he would have finished. So that's a really good lap by Ramos, a 50-point flat. It's going to be hard seeing any of these other drivers dipping into the 49s. That might be good enough for pole. But one driver who we know has the potential to get that pole position is Gav Quintos. His first lap, I think, was not so good. Oh, his second lap's not very good either. He's made some mistakes. 3 tenths down on sector 1, 6 tenths down on sector 2. This is not going to be good enough for pole position, I feel, but he'll want to try and get this last sector spot on, because if he can, then he can try and get into the top 2, maybe 3 rows, which will at least give him a fighting chance of going for the win.
Just comes round sector 3. We'll go back to him. A debutant at the moment is Mark Goles, and we just caught him at a very inopportune time. Sorry about that, Mark. That won't be a very quick lap for him. Quintos, 9th fastest at the moment. He is really having a struggle or two here. Double winner last weekend at the Raceway Circuit. You put him on a real circuit at Portimao. And where is Gav Quintos? He has got himself only... What is he? Not even in the top 7. He remains in P9, wow. Alex.
Oh, wow. According to the timing screens, it looks like that lap was invalidated. So he must have gone off one of on the corners and had a track limits issue. If you go off the track, because there's so much runoff, your lap will get invalidated. And it's just a disaster for the championship leader, because he's all the way down.
Ramos coming through. Wasn't quite able to improve his time, but he is on pole position. Joining him on the first row of the grid at the moment will be Voltes Seiko, who's just put in a 152.66. Santos Mutoc on the second row. Johan Kalam and TG Alberto's put in another late quick lap to get on the third row of the grid. Francis Angelo Gonzalez alongside Arate on row 4. Cruz and Faustino row 5. So not a great day at the office for the man who had a double win last weekend, Gav Quintos.
Yeah, so he's got all the work to do now. He's going to have to start right at the back. So it's going to be tricky conditions indeed. This track is very, very interesting to drive. Like I said, I've not driven it, but I just look at all the gradient and I really will like to drive it. It's a clockwise track. But up front, so Ramos on pole again. Now we know he's quick, but can he settle down, have a good first few corners? If he can pull away and show that sort of lap time, that should be lap time enough, good enough to win the race. But championship leader is Seiko in second. He will be very fast as well.
Alex Young alongside myself, Des Corkill, to talk you through the two races. You've got a 15-minute race based upon the qualification session that we just saw. Then a reverse grid position. So based upon the positions they finish, that's where they go on race number 2. Ramos on pole alongside Seiko on the front row of the grid. Santos and Mutot in P3. We are under orders and now underway. Seiko in the blue, looks like he's got off to a good start. No, Ramos just edging in front. Mutoc is barged out of the way by Santos behind him, but it's Ramos who leads the way going through to the first corner, and that is crucial on this circuit because it's a very, very fast opening to the lap, Alex Young.
Yeah, he had that perfect. Ramos, oh, as I say that, he makes a small mistake there. When you're on pole position, it's not about getting that start perfect. You also got to be perfect for that first lap because they are driving with cold tires and cold brakes. And I think Ramos just overcooked it a bit. But because he had that small gap, he's able to defend number one, the lead at the moment. Seiko, though, closing the gap a bit, but he's got pressure all behind him. Gonzalez is right there too.
They have all gone very wide there. Francis Angelo in P3, Kalam in 4, Mutoc 5. Santos hasn't got off to the best start. He was on the first row of the grid, but has been shunted right the way down to P6 on this opening lap. So an awful lot of work for him to do right at the very back. Dreadful start for Marc Goles and Carl Faustino. Back up to the front, though. Ramos has that good start. He's been able to capitalise on it, Alex.
Yeah, and he's looking nice and calm now after that small mistake at turn 3. Looking good at the moment. And Seiko is going with him. So these two are starting to pull out a small bit of a gap. In this sort of class, the slipstream is fairly good. So you'd never want to lose touch with the car in front because as long as you can stay... Oh, no!
Santos spins wide trying to take Mutoc. It's another catastrophe for Paulo Santos. No regrets racing, but plenty of regrets because sometimes he just leaves it, and TG Alberto is taken off as well. Fascinating stuff as Ramos and Seiko just ignore the mayhem going on behind them, Alex.
Yeah, wow. So that's really opened up things now. Top 3 are way out in front. Mutoc, though, very lucky to survive that touch. He didn't go as wide as I think he normally did, and maybe it caught Santos out unaware. But yeah, Mutoc very lucky. Oh, someone spins behind him as well.
I think that's Glyndon Delina who's going backwards.
Yes.
Oops. There it is, Delina, yeah, just trying to get back onto the circuit. So plenty of contact in the first lap. Erwin Ramos, though, is still the man who's leading. Going really, really wide there was Francis Angelo.
Yep, so Ramos said looking calm and collected. He's got a second gap. Oh, unlucky. What happened there?
So Francis Angelo, I think, took Ramos, and that means Voltes Seiko can go straight through. But Francis Angelo came from absolutely nowhere, Alex.
Wow, that's a really weird place to go off. It looks like he lost the car under braking, went to the inside. I've had this happen to me before. Across the grass and took out the leader. Fortunately, Ramos is still going, but what bad luck. What does he have to do to win? Wow, but Ramos, it's not over yet. You've got the pace, just settle down. Oh, but now Mutoc, he goes in. Oh, but Mutoc runs wide. So Ramos retakes second position. Mutoc does not want to do that because look who's behind Mutoc right now. It's Quintos.
Paulo Santos also receives a stop and go penalty, so plenty of action regarding him. Mutoc has suddenly lost 3 positions. Quite rightly, you say. Gav Quintos has got himself up into P3. And after a poor qualification, this is a good response from the CR1 racing car.
Yeah. Seiko, I bet he can't believe his luck. In P2, just starting to fall back a bit from Ramos. And then, wow, just giving the lead to him after a yellow car spears across the grass to take out the leader. But like I said, fortunately, Erwin Ramos is still there. He can, and he's only 1.3 seconds off the pace, so he can close that gap.
Ayala and Alfred Z and Zetrik Arate, the 3 in the old-fashioned black and gold of the Lotus, they are all competing there. Kalam is beginning to have a look here at the tail end of, Panilio is close to him, but Seiko, his lead is 1.2 seconds, 1.4 seconds from Ramos, who's a second clear from Quintos, who's a second half clear from Juriel Cruz. It's stretching out just a little bit, Alex.
Yeah. So I'm quite pleased for Quintos, I think, a little bit, because I think I didn't see him go off track, but both his lap times from qualifying were invalidated, so he must have gone off track. So he started right at the back. So to get him back up into 3rd position is a really, really good job after 3 laps.
TJ Alberto is having a difficult time as well. He's currently in P19. Mark Goles is behind him, and that man who caused all the consternation right at the front, Franco Angelo Gonzalez, is back in the pits. His race is run.
Yeah, you pick up incident points if you cause crashes or if you go off track too much. And Francis definitely did cause a bit of an accident there when he ran into Ramos. So maybe he's gone over the incident point limit, and that's his race done.
They come round the left-hand corner, then the sharp right. Is this Sagres? Yes, I think it's Sagres before they head down towards Galp. And they are going really wide on that. Now then, look at Quintos. Right now on the tail on Erwin Ramos. Quintos looking to make a move into P2. Inside 10 minutes to go. Quintos, what kind of a drive does he get coming up to the main straight? They will be going into lap number 4. Quintos makes his move on the inside, and just, has he got enough to get past Ramos? The answer is just. Gets the inside. No, Ramos able to close the door and hold on. That was nip and tuck, touch and go, but Ramos, great defensive driving.
Wow, that was really good from Ramos. I thought the corner was gone. I thought he conceded the corner, but now he's got a bad exit out of turn 3. And look, Quintos is coming back, makes the move. Well done. He gets through up to P2.
As they move down onto Lagos, this is sharp left-hander. Sorry, Toro VIP, isn't it? As they then head through, Quintos, as he tries to drive up the hill. He has got Erwin Ramos for support, and Juriel Cruz has got himself very close in there as well. As we've so often seen, when the front 2 really compete, it leaves space behind them. Right, Quintos under pressure still from Erwin Ramos. These two having a really good toe-to-toe battle.
Yeah, and I just got some news, Des. It seems, thanks for the commentators on Facebook for sharing this with us. Gonzalez had a controller failure, so had a mechanical issue, I think, with the sim. Not quite certain if it was related to the internet connections or something mechanical has failed on the sim, and that's why he disappeared off into the grass and then into Ramos on lap 2.
Well, it was a spectacular intervention, gotta say that. We'll just leave the battle for P2 at the moment, because John Lawrence Bernardo is beginning to make a little bit of progress. He's got himself ahead of Stefan Schwab, and he's also got himself, he's just lost out to TJ Alberto. So Bernardo is going backwards. TJ Alberto and Alfred Z are in front of them, spreading. Going wide was Schwab. He loses a couple of places. Bernardo up now to P16. TJ Alberto P15, trying to get on the back of Sean Velasco. So some racing going right the way down to the tail end of the track. As going off there was Schwab once again, and Jahan Kalam as well.
Yeah, it's a good recovery drive by Alberto. He had that, was it that spin or the incident with the other car in the first or second lap? So recovering nicely.
Right then, getting back up to the front. It is still Seiko leading from Quintos and Erwin Ramos. Juriel Cruz, as so often, is very consistent. 5th in the overall championship standings, Juriel Cruz. Got himself in P4 here, not under a vast amount of pressure. But LJ Mutoc maybe is just beginning to move through a little bit to get a little bit closer to Juriel Cruz.
Yeah, he is. Mutoc just not quite as consistent as the other cars in front. We've seen him be very quick, but then drop back again. So maybe just not able to belt out the laps as consistency as you'd like. Paulo Santos with the drive-through penalty in the right for speeding into pit lane. I didn't even know he went into the pit lane.
Let's just have a look. He's currently in P19 at the moment. Learning about the sim racing game, I feel, Paolo. A real racer. Hey, there's a good battle going on here. Ayala and Sean Velasco very, very close down for P14. TJ Alberto has got himself up into P12 just ahead of them. Let's have a look at Ayala, see if he will make a move as they come sweeping down the hill, using the gradient once again just to try to slingshot through. Ayala not able to make much headway there. Cruz, though, is beginning to make headway on LJ Mutoc, Alex Young.
Wow, where's this pace coming from? Cruz looking very good indeed. Well, I don't think he got the exit he wanted to out of the last corner, so I don't think it's going to be close enough, but we never know. It's a long straight, so if you have a tiny bit of slipstream, you can close that gap. But yeah, he's too far away at the moment. But we got 5 minutes to go, and I'm sure Cruz is fancying his chances of taking on Mutuc.
I can also tell you that Gav Quintos is beginning to make a move also on Voltaire Seco. At one stage, this gap was 1.5 seconds. It's down to just half a second now, Alex, as Alfred Z takes a stop-and-go penalty as well. So Quintos is looking for back-to-back-to-back wins in the Philippines edition of eRacing GP.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Seiko can hold him off. Seiko been driving fantastic this whole race so far. Okay, a little bit lucky when Ramos was moved out of the lead for him. Yeah, he's driving very calm. This is a track you can overtake. We've seen that already. It's nice and wide, plenty of opportunities. So Seiko will be looking in his mirror and he'll be starting to get very, very worried about Quintos now.
Let's go back down to Paulo Santos. As always, we always seem to go to Paulo just as he produces something for a highlight, really. Got himself up challenging for P12. Suddenly finds himself back down to P19, Alex. Paulo, he's an entertainer in the wrong way.
Yes, he's always good to watch. There are a few drivers that are always good to watch, always seem in the thick of the action. Santos is one of them. TJ Alberto also is always in the action. And of course, these guys at the front, lots of dramatic action. Oh, that's TJ Alberto. Whoa, defending from the car behind him, Faustino. Faustino runs wide. Okay, so TJ Alberto now in P9. Can he close the gap to P8? It's a big gap to P8, but he's certainly going to try, isn't he?
In the P7, P8 position. This is a good battle. Delina is leading it in the red, but Durate tries to go on the inside as they come up around Galp once again. Good defensive work from Delina. He just got the speed to hold off Durate, but Durate probably looks like he's going to make another look as they will go through onto lap number 8. 3 minutes 20 to go. What does that give us? Just probably 2 more laps, including this one.
Yeah, we have to go back to the lead, though, I think, Des, because that's heating up. Gav Quintos, only 0.3 of a second. Look, almost nothing behind race leader Seiko.
Seiko in the blue, Quintos in the white. They are 1 and 2 in the overall championship leaders. Championship standings. They have won 3 of the 4 races to have taken part so far. Looks like they're going to carry on that run, but who is going to be there? Very quickly, Arate trying to make a move there on Delina. This is the battle for P8. Again, Delina under the most intense pressure, but is able to defend his line rather magnificently under real pressure from Arate.
Yes, very good. Just shadowing him, just small little touches of the back of his car just to let him know he's there. So what do you think, Des? End of this lap, we got 1 more lap after this, or 2 more?
I think so. Where are they on this? They've probably got another minute and a half. So end of this lap, I would imagine we are... we're just coming round here to the end of the lap. So there will be 2 more laps, I suspect. 2 more laps for Seiko to defend off from Gav Quintos. He's been able to extend that lead back up to a minute, but with 1:58 to go, it's nip and tuck, isn't it? Yeah. It really is close. Might be 2 laps, might be 1.
Wow, it's heating up, though. Tell you what, Seiko just sets his fastest lap of the race. He's responding to the pressure. A 50.5, which is the fastest lap of anyone. Quintos No, Quintos, sorry, has the fastest lap still, 50.2. But what a time for Seiko to start producing the goods, 50.5.
But if Seiko had done a 51 and been able to keep Quintos behind, this would be the last lap. That fast lap may well come back to haunt him. At the moment, it's not, because he's been able to increase that lead. He's under less pressure at this part of the circuit than he was last time. They go over onto turn number 7 very fast, into turn number 8, and he's actually got that lead back up to nearly a full second, Alex.
Yeah, that's great. As a driver, when you're starting to come under pressure, you see the guy closing, and you think, wow, I got to focus. And Seiko has been able to refocus and be quick. You don't forget the tires are getting a bit worn. So for him to do a 50.5 at this stage of the race, very impressive indeed. It's not over yet, though. Look at that. Quintos closing the gap. The pressure's going to go all the way to the checkered flag.
Very quickly, Arate has managed to get back past Delina. Delina now under pressure from TJ Alberto. Alberto in the gold and black tries to go on the inside. It's just barged off. Delina has spent so much time just defending his line. There's 23 seconds left. We'll maybe return to that if we have the chance. But as they come through to the end of this lap, will there be one more lap after this? You know what? There could well, because this is the home finish straight. It's either one more lap or the race win for Seiko. As they come over the line, Seiko!
No,
He's got one more lap, Alex. Oh, agony.
Wow, I think he must have crossed that line with half a second to spare. So as it is, the clock runs down to 15 minutes, and then you've got to complete the lap after that. So he just crossed the line with, I think, definitely like half a second to spare, no more than that. So Seiko on his last lap. You'd have been praying for the checkered flag, I tell you. When you're leading and you're under so much pressure as a driver, you just can't wait to see the checkered flag. So he has to do it. Whoa!
Alberto, tries to get past Delina, and then banged into the sidewall, and all the hard work looks like he's lost out there. Behind them, Stefan Schwab has got himself up into P13. Right then, we'll focus on the battle for P1. Voltaire Seiko in the lead. He has been in the lead, since lap number 3, I think it was, Alex. We're now on lap number 9, but the gap is just 3 tenths ahead of Gav Quintos in P2.
Quintos all over the back of him. Quintos is going to fancy his chances. He knows he's behind the championship. He's second place behind this guy in the championship, and he wants to take points off him. He has got fastest lap at the moment, but he's running out of time. We're in the third sector of the lap. Not many opportunities. You can, I think, on the penultimate corner try and be a bit aggressive, but that's coming up right now. Will he try for the inside? He does try for the inside, but no, not close enough. Not close enough. I think Seiko's got it. One more corner to go.
Seiko sweeps around into Galp. They come up the brow of the hill. Quintos, a valiant effort to take on Voltaire. Seiko goes really wide as they come up to the start-finish line to try and slingshot out. But it'd be Voltaire Seiko. Does he take the victory? Seiko just holds off by 0.4 of a second from Quintos. Ramos in 3. Mutoc comes home in 4. Cruz will take 5. Panilio comes through into P6. I tell you, Arate is trying to hold off TJ Alberto for 7. Alberto got the better of Delina for his battle in 8, but it's Seiko who returns to winning ways, Alex Young, and really did it under immense pressure and hardly made a mistake in 8 laps.
Yeah, wow, fantastic. Seiko, great win. I think he crossed the line less than a tenth, actually, in front of Quintos. Wow, that was a close win. Great job by Quintos. Driver of the day so far, I think. He didn't get his laps together in qualifying, so he started way down towards the tail of the field. But to get up, and okay, he was a bit lucky. Some cars took each other in front of him. It allowed him to get up to the front, but he almost snatched the win there.
Certainly did. Paulo Santos finishing out the points, but his entertainment levels were good. Fastest lap goes to Gav Quintos, so he will pick up 22 points for his efforts. Seiko will pick up 25, the extra 2 points for the fastest lap for Gav Quintos. That means that the overall championship, which was 67.54, Seiko will just edge that little bit further in front. So onto the reverse grid, Alex. On that track map, where were the key moments where drivers were able to make key decisions and key overtaking maneuvers?
Okay, so I mean, obviously turns 1, 2, and 3, those are the spots where you really want to try and overtake. 1 and 2 is a bit too fast, but definitely turn 3 you can dive down the inside. The back straight there as well, turn 5. We saw a lot of different lines also coming out of the last corner. So the last couple of corners are also going to be positions where drivers are going to look to dive down the inside. Now we got the reverse grid race though. The quick guys are at the back. They have to try and get the way to the front without getting into accidents.
Francis Angelo Gonzalez, who was spectacular failure in the first race, enables him to go on pole position for the second. There he is in the yellow livery alongside Alfred Z, and Gonzalez has got off to a really good start. Mark Goles in the green behind him has come from the second row of the grid to take P2, but then Goles really takes completely the wrong line. It's Gonzalez who leads the way from Alfred Z, and Paulo Santos, ever interesting, into P3. Going wide there was Alfred Z. A lot of the drivers having difficulty holding on here, Alex.
Yeah, so Santos into P2, that'd be good for him. He's also a real life driver, does a lot of driving in the Philippines. So that's good for him. Further down, let's see who's made good starts as well. Quintos, and as a few of the cars in front bump into each other.
TJ Alberto just at the moment, Alex.
Oh, he's driving very well indeed. I mean, we know he's actually quite running in P3 when he had that failure, which then put him out of the race. So we know he's got the pace to run at the front, and he's right at the front now. So it's his race to lose at the moment.
Behind them, Arate. He just moves in the back of John Lawrence Bernardo. John Lawrence Bernardo in the blue Johorian colours for those in Malaysia, but we're in the Philippines. Got that wrong. So let's look at the Ceres Negros colours of Zedric Arate. Oh, the black looking menacing. Makes a move on the inside as they come up the home straight. Zarate making a play for P3. Zarate can't quite get there. He did for a moment, and now he's got himself in front once again. But that home straight is a good place to try and overtake, Alex, so long as you can hold the resultant corner.
Yeah, so he's looking down the inside again. No, not going to happen. Yeah, well done, Arate. You've made the move. And now the car behind, obviously, he's got another car right behind him. So they're all queuing up now as the faster cars start to come through the field.
TJ Alberto also doing well. Erwin Ramos is in a battle there with Ellison Howe. Mark Goles just behind them. Erwin Ramos in the blue livery, blue and red livery. Maybe has a look on the inside as they come round this hairpin. Does take the inside. Was allowed bags of space there by Ellison Howe. And you really shouldn't be doing that in racing.
Yeah, I think Howe maybe outbraked himself because he didn't turn into the right spot. Almost looked like he was letting him through, but I think he just outbraked himself, but allowed Ramos to get through.
Hey, there's been a problem for Voltaire Seiko. He did get himself up to P9 at one stage, but now he's languishing down in P16. Darian Panilio giving him real company. So Seiko has got a lot of work to do, particularly Alex, as Gav Quintos is making his way through the field, has got himself up into P12 with LJ Mutuch in 11 in his sights.
Wow, so both championship leaders, Quintos and Seiko's not making mistakes. Quintos was the first one to make it on lap 1. He went all the way back, and now Seiko did. I tell you what, Seiko, as we watch Quintos make a move, it comes back at him. Seiko was looking in really good shape because the championship rival was right behind him. He looked like he's going to finish in the top 5 or 6, and now he's all the way back down in P16. That's not good at all.
Steven Schwab is the man right in front of him. Seiko is the second of those blue cars. Steven Schwab just in front of him. Remember, only the top 10 racers score points in this second race. Now then, Paulo Santos has somehow got himself to the front. Real apologies for missing that, but Gonzalez looked like he was really having no problems, but maybe those sim issues have come back to haunt Francis Angelo Gonzalez once again, Alex.
Yeah, Paulo Santos is actually quite an experienced driver. New to sim racing, but wow, so he's showing some good racecraft. Yeah, unfortunately missed a move, so we don't know if Santos pulled off a brilliant move or if Gonzalez made a mistake.
Well, the real story, though, is that Santos has got the lead. We've seen some Spectacular exits from Santos in the first race. Let's see if he can be a little bit more circumspect on this Portimao course in Portugal. Beautiful as they come up over the brow of the hill, sweeping down once again. Bags of pace, and then you slingshot out into this long right-hand corner. This is Sagres. No, it's not Sagres. Where are we? We are in...
I can't remember either. Let me just check.
12 and 13.
12 and 13, yeah. No names of these corners yet. So Santos, yeah, coming out at turn 13. Coming up to the penultimate corner, which is, in fact, Sagres. Looking good, but I tell you what, Gonzalez has not given up. Gonzalez is still pushing very hard. And he's got a big gap now to the position 3, Orate.
So we'll just stay, we'll move off to P1 because Voltaire Seiko is beginning to make some progress. Got himself now back up to P13. That's Marcangelo Basilio in front of him. Seiko very, very tight. In fact, he's got Goles and Basilio within his strikes. Goes round the outside of Basilio. Has he been able to slingshot through? The answer is yes. Moves up a place to P12. Ahead of him, Gav Quintos is in P9 with Ellison Howe ahead of him in P8. So the two championship leaders are slowly making their way through this through this field, and they've still got half the race to go, Alex.
Yeah, so P9, he's in the points. The reverse grid race, you only get points down to 10th position. So Quintos in 9th, he's got points. Mutoc is also in 10th, he has points. By the moment, Seiko is out of the points.
He is, but he is making moves. He's got ahead of Mark Goles as well. Currently P11, but making progress. Let's get back to the front. This looks like a more secure drive so far from Paulo Santos. No regrets racing. Well, let's hope he's able to have no regrets at the end of it because he's been entertaining so far. But that lead has increased to over 2 seconds, Alex Young.
Yeah, he's really putting the hammer down. I can't tell you what the last lap was because he went off track, so it was invalidated last lap. But yes, he's really looking good. He's in the right spots of the track as well. Smooth, calm, collected. Yeah, he's doing this all on his own. Well done, Santos.
He hasn't actually got a registered lap yet, which suggests that he hasn't been on the track too much of the time. But nonetheless, the gap is going bigger and bigger and bigger. It's pushing 3 seconds now. This is quick.
Yeah. So, further back, Quintos has set the fastest lap of the race, a 50.6, which is not bad. I think he did a 50.3 or 50.4 in race 1, so that's getting close to the pace. Yeah, he'll want to make sure he gets that fastest lap. He's got to try and close down the gap to Seiko a bit. If he can find a couple more positions, would be good. 7.5 minutes to go. We're halfway through this race. Still a lot more to be done. Still a lot more can be played out.
Right, Ben. TJ Alberto looks like he's about to make a move on John Lawrence Bernardo. Alberto goes through on the inside. Then you just can't hold it going down that hill. That gradient really does go against you on corner number 1.
Yeah, Bernardo managed to cut back onto the inside, retake 4th position. But TJ looking to get a good exit out of this corner. He has got a good exit. He's all over the back of Bernardo. He's going to have a look. Bernardo goes to the inside, but TJ's already there, so he can't go. So TJ's now got the inside for this corner here, this hairpin. It's a good overtaking opportunity. He makes the apex. That was crucial to make the move stick. Well done. Textbook stuff by the Filipino.
TJ Alberto leading the way. Orate currently in P number 3. Alberto up to P number 4. But Orate is closing on the back of Francis Angelo Gonzalez. Gonzalez is maybe hoping to get close to Santos. Now, is Santos quick or is Gonzalez slowing down, Alex?
I think Santos is quick. He's still going off track a bit too much, so he has to watch that. If he keeps going off track, and you see Gonzalez going off track, they will incur penalties. If they get above 30 incident points, then they are going to be black flagged from the race. So I that would really not be good. You're doing such a good job winning the race, and then you get disqualified for track limits issues. So I hope they calm down a bit. They have a nice gap, especially Paulo Santos in P1 with 4 seconds over Gonzalez.
Quintos, meantime, has got himself up into P8, got himself ahead of LJ Mutoc. Ellison Howe has lost the pace, and Voltaire Seiko has got himself up into P10. So a single point for Seiko. I suppose at the end of the season, you'd want any point that you can get. But there is the gap. 4.5 seconds for Paulo Santos as he goes into lap 6 with just over a third of the race to go.
Yeah. Santos looking very good and quite impressed with this driver. New to Sims, like I said, but he is a very experienced driver. So actually, I shouldn't be surprised because he is a very good real-life driver. And yeah, so now he's obviously getting used to driving these cars in the simulator. Whoa, who runs wide there?
That was Francis Angelo Gonzalez, went wide but able to hold on to P2. But Zetric Arate has been really good today on the wrong side for this hairpin. Able to hold on there is Gonzalez, but the pressure is intense from Arate. Swaying his car just to try and defend a line was Gonzalez. Arate can't get through now, but he's really putting pressure on.
Yeah, he is. Trying to get some of the car cams, but just can't get the car cams at the moment. The chase cams are always good to watch as well. But Arate, where's this pace coming from? His fastest lap is a 51.5, which pretty much is as quick as the leaders. I think Gonzalez just getting a little bit ragged. He's off track too much for my liking, and this is compromising himself. And Arate is looking very good here. We're coming up to the last part of the track. Oh, Gonzalez covers the inside, which is his right, but now he's all the way wide. Arate tries to cut back. Now we're going to the penultimate corner. Arate, though, can he get a good run out of it? No, he's not close enough. He has to focus now on the last corner. The last corner, that's the money corner. If you get that right, you can then get into the slipstream. And Arate going for the later apex. Hopefully he's able to get on the power early. Oh, he's still not really close enough. He's close enough to get a bit of slipstream. I would dart back into the slipstream, mate, because this long straight will allow you to get a run. Not close enough for turn 1. Maybe you can have a look into turn 3 as Gonzalez defends anyway, and then runs super wide, loses the position. Arate now into P2.
And TJ Alberto is right on the tail immediately also of Gonzalez. Once again, Gonzalez goes wide. He's clearly having problems with his sim, unable to hold on to the circuit. And now, having lost the place to Arate P2, he's under pressure for P3 from TJ Alberto.
Whoa, he's running too wide. Contact. Brake too late. Whoa, He'll be quite relieved he didn't take out the car in front of him. That was totally unintentional. I think he just outbraked himself. Like you said, maybe he's struggling with internet. There is some lag because that car is moving around a bit. So some mechanical issues, in inverted commas, for the driver.
And this time Alberto goes through, but great work from Gonzalez. He took the right line. TJ Alberto tried to outbrake him. Great battle for P2 this. Paulo Santos has got a 7-second lead up at the front. Arate is in P2, but this is the real battle where Alberto tries to look on the outsiders. Once again, they come down the hill, sweep up, tries to take the pace with him. Alberto has a look, contact, elbows his man out the way, and then lose on the inside line. Great battle, and look at this. Jean-Lance Bernardo is joining in this battle for P3, Alex Young.
Yeah, so Alberto, that's not the place to overtake. Last corner is the one you want to focus on, and now he's having to defend as well from the car behind. Just focus on this last corner. That's the corner you want to get right. But so far today, Gonzalez has been very good out of the last corner. But I tell you what, TJ's got a run on him. He's had that good exit. He's close enough. He's in the slipstream. Gonzalez covers the inside. Alberto goes, no problem, I'll go to the outside. Oh, wow, they're going to be side by side as they go through turn 1 now, Des. Oh, contact. Gonzalez, is he going to run wide again? He does run wide again. That allows TJ down the inside. Gonzalez is wide again. I tell you what, he's been off track so much today. I don't know if he's going to be in the game much longer because the incident points are all racking up for the yellow car.
And look at Bernardo right on the back of TJ Alberto as well. And Gab Quintos has got himself up into P7 ahead of Erwin Ramos. As we focus on the battle for P3, Gonzalez in the yellow. TJ Alberto has made multiple moves without being able to push himself through, but while they've been dueling, Bernardo, Cruz, Ramos and Quintos have all got really, really close. And this battle for P3, it's TJ now moves into P3 at the 5th or 6th time of asking, is he able to hold on? Alberto into P3, Alex, eventually.
Wow, this 5-car battle. Oh, look at that. Gonzalez looking down the inside again. No, TJ closes the door, makes the move his. He's now in a position 3. Wow. What a great race. Great overtaking moves. Let's see if TJ can pull out a gap now, because I do think he's got a bit more pace than the cars behind him. And now Gonzalez coming under pressure from Bernardo, Cruz, and Quintos at the back of that group as well.
Very, very quickly, Paulo Santos races through. This will be actually the end of the race. He will time that to perfection. Santos wins it. Arate will come through in P2. TJ Alberto will take 3. Gonzalez will hold on to 4 ahead of Bernardo. Does he? Yes, he does. Ramos 6th. Then Cruz 7th. Seiko will come home in 8th. Gav Quintos. Where did Voltes Seiko come? 8th place. He's really, really rattled up the places. Quintos drops to 9. Ellison Howe 10. But the Seiko story was one we really weren't able to follow because it was a last lap progression. But the real story, not so much Paulo Santos, but TJ Alberto, Francis Angelo Gonzalez and John Lawrence Bernardo. Terrific battle for P3, Alex.
Yeah, I think what happened in the last lap, Quintos got involved with the banging doors with Panlilio because they both dropped back. And that's a disaster for Quintos because, you know, he had to finish in front of Seiko, try and take some more championship points, and in the end finish 1 place behind.
But it's Santos the lead with the victory. Quintos gets the fastest lap, so there's a mini bonus there, so he will score more points in this race. But at one stage, Quintos was P6, challenging for P6, and Seiko was a long way down. It looked like he might be able to really claw in Seiko. But Santos is the story. Eventually, Alex Young, he's come good.
Very much so indeed. So, good race that. I really enjoyed that. We have the pro drivers coming up now, next. They're actually in the practice sessions now as we speak. Qualifying will start on the hour, 3 o'clock. So Des, what would you like to do now? We could actually go to highlights, actually.
Yes, indeed. Let's do that. Let's ahead of the pro games. Well, firstly, I want your reaction on the battle for P3 there, and the problems that Francis Angelo Gonzalez had, because he crashed out in race number 1, took somebody with him. In race number 2, he was able to hold on just to pick up 4th place, but he seemed to have 1 or 2 sim problems.
Yeah, so it's so there seemed to be lag, and he was off track awful lot. I'm surprised he was still there at the end, to be honest, because the incident points were very high indeed. So managed to squeeze through anyway. TJ Alberto, you know, he's new to the championship. He's brand new last time. We've seen him be quick. Racecraft still maybe needs to improve on the racecraft a little bit, but in the end, making it through. And I think I was very pleased to see him finish P3.
Okay, so that's the amateur boys dealt with. We will give you an update on social media on the official standings, because I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 2 little protests coming in that Alex, in his other hat on of race control, will have to look at. Yeah. But now, as Alex says, we do look at the pro races. And what we'd like to do is show you the highlights of the pro race events that took place last week in round 2 on the Raceway circuit, just to give you a little indication of the quality of driving we're going to see. Kamusta to all our Philippines supporters. It's eRacing GP, brought to you by Alex Young. It's his brainchild, but the racers are the ones making all of the noise. And no racer more noise being made than Luis Moreno. Won 2 out of 2 last week and is on pole coming into race 1 this week. And we will be underway in very, very short time. Luis Moreno on pole in the black to the right of the screen. What kind of a start does Moreno get? He gets a flyer. Terence Lalave dragged through with him. Clapano inside Inigo Anton. Here we go again for P3. But Moreno, an absolute flyer, Alex Young.
Really, really good lap there. Moreno, perfect start. Anton with a terrible start. He's gone from P2 to P4. So he's got it all to do. That's not the start he wanted. He wanted to be right behind this man, Luis Moreno, after the start, or even in front of him. But now he's in position 4 with his good buddy, Clapano.
Through the end of lap 1, Lalave being dragged through in 2nd. And in 3rd place, Inigo Anton. right on the tail. Clapano and Matteo in the dark black. The black and gold is in P5, and that's a terrific performance from Matteo. Snuck in there very neatly.
Yes, good job there. New driver, I believe, does.
Yes.
Oh, it's looking the inside. Oh, it's... Clapano runs wide. Oh, Anton has spun!
Anton and Clapano, they come together. Duque moves up into P3. Inigo Anton, he spun and he took out Clapano, and Clapano was dropped down to P11. Moreno's lead is nearly 5 seconds. He is just racing away. Lalave is a second clear of San Mateo in P2. Inigo Anton is there in P4. Elman, though, under pressure. No, he's taken Rosales. Sorry, cutting away, and Elman's gone past Rosales, Alex.
Yeah, good job there. And it looks like Duca is trying to follow him through as well. There's lining up the red car there right behind Elman. Good move there, and he's got some breathing room now.
Okay, Rosales under pressure.
Oh!
Clapano slides.
Is he done as not? Oh, Clapano spun again. He doesn't like those hairpins. He doesn't like those tight corners. He tends to be a bit too aggressive, and he spun.
Anton makes the move. Again, Lalava defends expertly. Terrific defensive driving we've seen on this circuit. With so many chicanes, I suppose it's you get into that position quickly and you can defend your line. Anton has another little look around the outside. All the while, Miguel San Mateo is waiting patiently for his chance to pounce at the same time.
Breaking for this hairpin. This is where Clapano spun a couple laps ago. Ah, good exit. Anton with a great exit out of it, and he takes Alava's second position.
This will be 3 wins out of 3 for Luis Moreno. As he comes up, he will complete the finish in first place. So Moreno takes it. Inigo Anton, second place behind them. Lalave able to hold off Miguel San Mateo. Mark Voltaire, Elman will finish in P5. Clapano, low, he's battling Clapano with Rosales. Clapano, this the battle for P6, still on the track. Clapano in the yellow, currently in 7th. Rosales holds on to P6, and Clapano satisfied, or not satisfied with 7. He will be on the right, and we are underway. 15-minute race. Garrido safely through. Dean Jose alongside him in the blue. Flores in the black in P3, but right behind them, all kinds of maneuvering going on. But Garrido has made a solid start, Alex Young, to hold on to that pole position. In one sweeping movement, goes into the chicane. He's got Terence Lalave and Mark Voltaire Elman ahead of him. There is the championship leader, won 3 races out of 3 so far. And with 13 minutes still to race here, got plenty of time to pick his way through to the lead, Alex Young.
Yes, he does. And also Anton's not had a good lap. He's in P9. But back at the front, Garrido now. Clapano is through Dean Jose, and now he's challenging the back of Joaquin Garrido. Anton looks down the inside. You weren't close enough.
Clapano tries to make the move on the inside this time. He does. He catches a lot of curb. That costs him a little bit, but he's still able to hold on. Clapano has the lead from Joaquin Garrido. Dean Jose drops back into P3, but Alexis Clapano, this is the potential that we've seen from him in both rounds of the Philippines edition so far, Alex. He's in the lead.
And Dean Jose follows Clapano through in the last corner. He overtakes Garrido for second place. They are dragging down that start-finish line. Those two battling for second position is allowing this man, Alexis Clapano, to increase the lead at the front. But
Moreno, sorry, Alex, is up into P4. Got inside Christian Duque. What a terrific maneuver, and with over 10 minutes still to go. Oh, can he hold on to it? Duque dueling with Moreno. Moreno loses 3 places.
Wow, Anton goes through as well. He would have loved that. The championship leader goes from 5th to 7th in a blink of an eye. Now we're coming to the last sector. Oh, this double right here. Oh, Anton's on the inside now. That should be it, done and dusted. Well done. But Garrido has a chance to come back at him. There is this left-hander here, and we've seen drivers go down the inside. Anton knows that, so he covers the inside, doesn't allow Garrido through. Garrido then, okay, concedes position. He now has to look in his rearview mirror because look at that. Right behind him, got championship leader Luis Moreno closing that gap too.
It is Clepano, though. That lead for Clepano is over 4 seconds from Dean Jose, just coming into shot at the top of your screen. Inigo Anton is chasing a further 2.3 seconds down. Moreno, is he closing? Let's have a look. So there's Inigo Anton. He goes round and then coming through.
Great move by Anton, but look at that. Jose's coming back. He's on the inside for this corner. Oh, Jose, hold on. Yeah, oh, that was close. Now we got Moreno right behind him. The position's gone, but he still wants to hold on to P3 at this moment because Moreno's right all over the back of him.
But Anton in 2 as Clepano, 5 seconds away, takes the victory. Behind them, Anton. Jose just holds off Luis Moreno to take P3 ahead of Moreno, who finishes 4th. Good result for San Mateo, who'll come up the brow of the hill into P5 ahead of Lalave. So Luis Moreno, the man who is overall leading that championship standing. 4th place there. At one time it looked like he was going to increase that, but there's 3 really big drivers in this particular pro edition. Inigo Anton and Alexis Clepano. They go head to head, Alex, time after time after time.
Yeah, and just check out the championship tables here, Des.
Moreno it is who's top of the pile with 87 points. Anton has got 74 points, so a little bit more consistent than Clepano, who had a couple of nightmare situations in round number 1 where he lost on the last corner several points. That was at Sepang. Lalave has consistently picked up points there. You saw the pace there of Dean Jose and San Mateo, who are 4th and 5th respectively in the last race. As I say, even down the likes of Brady and Duque, who were in the global edition that we had of eRacing GP. There's some very good drivers in this Philippines edition pro class. And the racers who will be starting in the colours that you've got. Now there's 19 guys have said they are going to put it in a practice time. 15 are out on track at the moment for practice, so hopefully the other 4 will be able to go, but it's difficult to look away from that top line, Alex, of Moreno, Inigo Anton, Clepano and Brady to look where the winners are going to come from this particular race.
Yeah, I mean, those are the guys that are always at the front. Of course, Terence Alava is also very quick as well. So yes, great drivers to see there. And it's nice to see, just nice to see them week in, week out as they slowly improve.
Joaquim Garrido is another of the global edition drivers. Now then, we've got 6 minutes left in qualification. You've chosen the a Portuguese track, Portimao, which is a brand new one as far as I'm concerned. First time I've had to see it. 1 or 2 of the race in the amateur edition had 1 or 2 problems. Let's see how the pros deal with it. We've got a fastest lap, or we've got a circuit around Portimao alongside Luis Moreno.
Hello, my name is Luis Moreno from Legion of Racers, and I'm here to take you on a lap of the Portimao circuit using the Aquila CR1 Cup car in race room. So we are preparing for turn 1. We're looking for a 100-meter board on the left. Brake, turn in gently. Be careful of the blue sausage curbs on the right side. And then flat out through this kink, and then almost immediately brake. Going down to first gear for the tight right-hander Lagos. And then nice and easy to turn 4. You can use some of that curb, but not too much, otherwise you would risk invalidating your lap. And then up ahead is the Torre VIP hairpin. Brake at around 75. Don't overdo it. It's easy to lock the car up. Expect plenty of overtaking opportunities on this corner during the race. And then flat through turn 6. Look for the 50-meter board on the left. A little lift going into turn 7, and then almost immediately brake going down to second gear, Samsung corner, and then onto the roller coaster section of this track. Craig Jones corner, flat out, nice and easy, and then look at the left side, 50-meter, brake, and then just aim for this apex right here, the Portimao corner, and then turn 12, flat out, then brake, down to second gear, tight left-hander, keep it on the inside line, nice and smooth, and then on to Sagre, a long right-hander, second gear, to the inside line and then slowly transitioning to the left side of the track. Then final corner, gallop, a little crest, keep it on the right side, and then once you see the start finish straight, inside, flat out through the power, going up the gears, 5th gear, 6th gear, 210 kilometers per hour, and that's a lap of the Portimao circuit.
Expertly done by Luis Moreno. There he is on practice at the moment. They're the liveries that the guys have got. Inigo Anton and Alexis Clapano. Very easy to see. Jose in the blue. Look out for San Mateo. He drove very well last weekend. The greens of Darrell Brady and Tagulo. Brady is renowned for getting off onto quick starts on the Sungalupe made his debut last week. Rosales showed enough. Lacuna is a debutant this time, as is Gabriel Tayao. Joaquim Garrido was part of the Global Edition team, as was Sumo de Billa, Joseph Flores and Mark Ellman. We have seen competing in Global Edition and in Philippines. Be good if they could make some kind of a movement. Same with Oliver Aquino and Christian Duque as well. You look at those names, we've seen all of them in the Global Edition. That there are some pretty good races there, and yet to think of it, Moreno has had such a good time of it. He's got 87 points. He's 13 clear of Inigo Anton. Clapano 54. The best of the rest is Thomas Lalave with 39. So why are we not seeing the depth of talent? Oh, as Moreno gets that one a bit wrong.
Well, I mean, we got some very good talent. We saw from the global editions, not just from Philippines, but Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia. We've had some great racing. But, you know, these sort of championships here where you just focus on the local driver, it allows a lot more of the new drivers to come in and compete in less stressful circumstances. So this is really good because we need to have cast our net wider and get more drivers into sim racing because it's so great. It's so exciting. And it's nice to always see the new blood come in.
By the depth of talent, I was thinking that I would have expected more drivers to be up at the front of the grids and not single racers dominating. But I suppose that is the ultimate difference between the good and the average is the good ones are right there at the end. Yeah,
I mean, I think, you know, Moreno, he is, especially with the experience, he's been doing this a long time. He has the ability, he's got the skill, the talent to really, so he's the stand-up performer. But this guy here, Inigo Anton, who's just gone quickest at 48.2, I think that's the fastest time I've seen all week. You know, he's showing, along with Clapano, to be just as quick as Moreno. But when it comes down to the crunch time of doing it in qualifying or making the right move at the right time, sometimes they don't make those correct decisions. But it's just a matter of experience, you know, especially Inigo here. Inigo's only 15 years old, so he has a very bright future ahead of him.
Little picture of him as well, bottom of your screen, alongside the Brax Racing thing. Here's Tagulo. Seb Tagulo. No regrets racing. Easy to see on the blue. He's one of the in the green. He's one of those who I expect to maybe just be a little bit higher. He always competes well. He's not far off, but never seems to put the points together that you think he ought to. What's Tagulo done? He's 7th in the overall championship standings, middle of the pack in 3 of the 4 races.
Yeah, and he runs in the AM category in the global edition. So he's actually improved a lot. Every time I see him, he seems to get a little bit better. But yes, I'm sure he's a driver that's looking and going, I want to find him, just make a bit more of a bigger step, and that will come with more racing.
Okay, we move on to away from practice and on to the fast lap now. Was that Inigo Anton? Getting off to a very, very quick start. Bit cheeky if he was. We had a situation in the amateur class where the race itself went into one final lap because the drivers were a couple of meters away from the end of the lap. And so you've got to get your timing just about right. Luis Moreno out on the circuit. What can he do? He's done what was he doing? He was 1:48.6 in practice.
In practice 1:48. I think he might have got down to a low 42, 48, close to 48.2. I know he's capable of doing a 48.2. Now, though, this is qualifying. It's really where, as a driver, you want to try and, if you can do a 48.2 in practice, you want to be able to think your way around the perfect lap and see if you can raise your level to maybe do a 48.0. But yes, definitely a low 48 is going to be the battle for pole position.
Well, he restarted that last lap, and Clapano is as well. I think everybody is just trying to get off to a really fast start. Inigo Anton is the man who is out on the circuit, fastest into Sector 1, largely because he's the first one who's really put in a lap time at 26:094. So he's not too far off where you'd expect him to be into Sector 2.
Looks like he squeezed every little bit out of that corner just there. So he is pushing. He's definitely in the zone. He looks like he's going on for a good lap. I'm not sure if it'll be good enough for pole just yet. But from when we've cut to him to this very moment now, he has been absolutely perfect so far.
Up and over the brow of the hill into the undulating part of the course. He's taken that corner very nicely into the sharp right. Quickest through Sector 2 inside 1 minute of 57.5. That is pretty quick indeed. So now they come down through 12 and 13 into the hairpin before they head up into the fast end part of the circuit. A 120, a little bit of a wobble there, but round Sagres down the hill.
Oh, he's pushing hard. That little wobble would have cost him a tiny bit of time. Not much, though. Now, through the last corner, as he dips down, he's got to get to the apex on the power early. Use all the road at the exit. Nicely done. Now he's just straight drag down to the start-finish line. He will have a chance for one more lap after this, so he may carry on, or maybe just restart the lap. But right now, Poe, 48.0. Wow, what a great lap.
Fabulous stuff. Let's see what his old rival Alexis Clapano is able to do. That's Darrell Brady, but Clapano, he's out on a fast lap at the moment and is 7/8 down, so Clapano isn't going to be on pole. Tagulo is going pretty quickly. Tagulo 17. Let's just see where he is. Anything under 30 seconds and you're not far away. 26.6 is what you really want for.
Yeah, let's also have a look at Moreno now. Whoa, pole position 47.6, Des, 4/10. What a great lap.
You picked that one up absolutely perfectly. A little bit further down, Rosales, not so quick going through Sector 1. Lacuna, not so quick. So, Seb Tagulo, let's stick with him. 4/10 out. This is what I mean, or what you said, Alex, when they really get down to the racing part. Moreno and Anton have really upped their game. Tagulo not able to cope with is the word pressure correct?
Yeah, yes, partly that. Also, maybe when you're going down to the low fuel, you need to drive the car slightly different to get the most out of it. Maybe they're not able to do that at the moment. Clapano and La Lava also nowhere. I think only really, so it's 3/10 off. I want to see what Anton's doing right now because 48.0, so he's still gone green. He's a little bit quicker, not as quick as Luis Moreno, but I feel this is the only driver that can challenge Moreno for pole right now. Again, looks very good through there. He had a wiggle a couple corners from now in this first lap, so we know there's a little bit more time on the table for Anton. But can he find enough time to challenge Luis Moreno? That is the question.
The differential is 0.4 of a second. That is huge. Moreno over Anton. Anton's second quickest comes over the brow of the hill. Elsewhere, nobody really competing. Mark Voltaire Elman is struggling, hasn't been able to set a time. In fact, only 10 have set a time, and they are running out of qualification time. That 5 minutes zips past very quickly, Alex.
Yes, it does. I think this is looking quite good so far by Anton. I think he will improve on his lap, but it's such a big gap to the pole position, 4/10. I think he'll have enough time to cross the line. Let's see. He goes through the penultimate corner. One more corner to go. If he can get to the line in time, maybe he'll improve, but I'm not sure it's quick enough to challenge for pole position.
Mateo's got himself up into P3. Is Anton able to improve his time? If so, that'll be a nice boost for him going into the 15-minute race. So San Mateo got himself up into P3. Clapano, a late lap into P4. And a very good lap for the debutant Jamal, who's got himself on the third row of the grid. Right, let's quickly pull up the track map, Alex. And the start of this is very good overtaking opportunity. It's very fast start and finish to this lap.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of overtakings through turns 1, 2, and 3. And then out of that turn 3, down that back straight into that hairpin, you see a lot of moves there. It's a clockwise track. That last sector, you can dive down the inside of someone, but you really have to be really, really brave on that. And of course, the last corner. The last corner is key. You got to get good exits out of that last corner so you get a run down the start-finish straight.
Okay, we are just about set. 15 seconds to go. The pole position will be with the championship leader, Luis Moreno. Alex Young alongside Des Corkill in the commentary box. Anton joins him on the front row of the grid. Red lights are ready and we are underway. What kind of a start can Inigo Anton get? Well, Clapano's come from the second row of the grid. Can't move, but a man who has come through is San Mateo. Terrific start from Miguel San Mateo. Marino in first place, but San Mateo comes from the second row of the grid to take P2, Alex Young.
And look who's just behind those two drivers. It's Anton and Clapano again. At it again straight away. Clapano in the yellow car. Anton in the turquoise. Is it turquoise? Turquoise and orange car. As the car spins off in the mid pack.
So, Clapano in P3 ahead of Inigo Anton. Anton was second fastest in qualification. Goes up the inside. Now then, what kind of a drag does he get up the hill? Still able to hold the inside. Anton and Clapano once again side by side. Clapano just able to hold on to that P3. But meantime, Luis Moreno has pulled out a 2.5 lead already, Alex Young.
Yeah, wow, look at that. It's going to be hard to catch Moreno. This is what we've seen him do all of this edition, really, round 1 and 2. Once he hits the front, he just can put down the laps, and it's very, very difficult to close in. But this battle for third position, wow, look at that. Anton has got past Clapano, so they were side by side for so much of the lap. Finally made the mistake. Clapano, though, down the inside. These two are always at it. Now, down the penultimate corner. Anton, he'll want to be getting past Clapano because he knows he has a pace to challenge for Moreno. But Moreno, who's in the lead, is just disappearing into the distance.
Moreno's lead is 2 seconds ahead of Miguel San Mateo. He's a 2.5 ahead of this battle for P3 with Alexis Clapano in the yellow just edging on. Will Inigo Anton make a move on the home straight? It's a long home straight. Clapano pushes Anton to the extremities. Anton gets the inside line. Clapano able to hold on. These two going hammer and tong once again.
Yeah, Clapano. Oh, Inigo just gets down the inside. Anton, nicely done. Anton was too conservative through T1, allowed Clapano to just go around the outside, but made amends for it into T3 with a nice dive down the inside.
They're not the only ones actually battling away. Seb Tagulo currently in P7. He's in the green, looks on the inside of Dean Jose, gets on the inside of Dean Jose, takes a pick, a place does Seb Tagulo, but Jose battles back, and this is another battle where they're going hammer and tongs at it. Just holding on there was Tagulo in P6 and Jose in P7 under pressure from Garrido and Daryl Brady and Jamil Lacuna. What a battle this is for P6.
Seb Tagulo doing a good job there. Got a bit of breathing room. Cars behind him. Look at that though. Really, I can see the lava locking up a bit. Some smoke coming out of the front right tire. These cars do not have ABS. They do not have traction control. So you have to be a bit careful with how you apply the brake. You can't just stand on it like you can in GT3 and GT4.
Great battle between Brady in the green and Garrido. Sorry, Alex, cut you off there.
No worries, man. Yes, Brady. It's good to see him back there. He wasn't there in round 2, so it's good to see him back here with us in round 3.
Up at the front, Luis Moreno comes into lap number 3. His lead, 2.3 seconds from Miguel San Mateo. Came 5th place in the reverse race, San Mateo. And now he's got a 1.5 second lead over Anton, who's just pulling a little bit clear of Alexis Clapano. So for once, those two not wheel to wheel, Alex.
Yeah, Clapano there in shot in the yellow car. He's not falling back from Anton. Didn't have the pace in qualifying, so I'm kind of surprised he's able to hang in there. Anton, though, I'm expecting him in P3 to close the gap to Mateo a bit more. Mateo is actually doing a great job, isn't he? Matteo in the black car, just ahead of these two cars. He's been super consistent. It doesn't have the pace to challenge Moreno in the lead, but he's been nice and consistent and is holding on to second position well.
Let's have a look at Daryl Brady. Him and Dean Jose are still going at it, hammer and tong. Jose in the dark blue. Brady this time gets around the outside, able to hold on to the right-hander, gets the position. Dean Jose will try and come back at him. Garrido not far behind, but Daryl Brady able to move up into P7, now sets his sights on Tagulo ahead of them. But there is Daryl Brady, CC competition. Best lap 151.495, so a long way off the fastest, boys, but he is dueling there with Dean Jose.
Yeah, Brady, great job there, looking nice and calm and collected. La Lava, I think he thought about going down the inside, but not close enough, so I think that was the right decision. Now coming up to the penultimate corner again, this long corner. Get a good exit. Brady, it's driving very well. Can he close the gap to Sev Tagulo? We'll have a look at his lap times at the end of this lap. I think he has got the pace to close the gap to Sev.
Right then, there is Lalava, who you mentioned very briefly, currently in P5. He goes through in the blue.
Whoops.
Tagulo just behind them. And then you've got that procession. Brady, Jose, Garrido, Lacuna. 4 in a row as they sweep down the hill. Brady just leading. It's very, very close between Brady and Jose. But a second for him to make up on the man ahead of him. Jose tries to look on the inside. This battle's going to go the distance.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's Jose, not the Lava we're talking about. Brady made a mistake at the hairpin, ran a bit wide. It's allowed Jose to get a run on him. Jose looking to the inside. Can he outbrake him? No! Brady leaves some space at the apex. That was the wise thing to do, because although the Lava wasn't quite... Jose wasn't quite alongside. If Brady had closed the door on the apex, they would have had contact for sure. But Lava now looking at the outside. Oh! Hits that curb! Big time. Still, Brady managed to hold on to the position for now.
Onto the roller coaster part of the circus as they come round corner 9 into the Portimao, round the Craig Jones, they call it. Interesting names. And then onto the sharp right hand of the Portimao before sweeping down the hill into corner number 12. This is a really good battle at the front. Moreno has increased his lead to 3 seconds ahead of San Mateo.
Whoa.
Inigo, Anton and Carpano are 3rd and 4th. Lalave 5th. This is where the real battle is, Alex.
Yeah.
Because Joaquim Garrido's joined in as well.
Yeah, and Jose managed to find a way around through Brady, so we just kind of missed that a little bit. Just managed to slide down the inside, I think. So he's got that gap. So wow, this is great for Sev Tagulo, because he's just able to push out the gap ahead of these cars.
Mentioned Sev Tagulo. There he is up the brow of the hill. He's in P6, but he's a long way behind. He's 3.5 seconds behind Lalave. In the battle behind them, quite rightly, Brady going to have another look, and Lacuna might make a move as well. Joaquim Garrido maybe not quite close enough, but this is a 4-way battle for P7. Remember, points right the way down to P15. Brady goes wide.
Again, he did that the lap before. And now he's under pressure again from the car behind. Garrido just all over the pressure. Whoa, contact. Oh, 3 of them having contact as they go over the brow into this hairpin.
Jamil Lacuna's Garrido again gets the inside line. We're on board with now Lacuna and Garrido have gone through inside Brady. As we focused on the man leading that pile, Daryl Brady is just going backwards, Alex Young.
Wow, I don't know what's going on here. Brady was in 7th position, looking and closing the gap to Tagulo in 6th. And then within a couple of laps, like you see him running wide, making mistakes. I think tire wear is starting to come in. The AM guys just now were talking that tire wear was an issue around this track. And I'm not surprised. With these long corners, a lot of energy goes through these tires. I think Brady may have just overcooked it a bit at the beginning of this race, and now he's struggling for grip.
Further down, Mark Voltaire Elman is beginning to make 1 or 2 little moves. There he is in the green and red. He's just overtaken Thomas Rosales. Joseph Flores is the man in his sights in the black and gold, but Rosales hasn't necessarily given that one up. That's the battle for P14. Now then, San Mateo under pressure. Anton goes past San Mateo. What was a 3-second lead, Alex, evaporated. Inigo Anton has found that speed, moves up into P2.
Nice job. Fortunately we missed it, but can Matteo come back at him now? Because he's now sandwiched between Anton and Clapano. Wow, I'm not used to seeing Anton and Clapano so far apart. It's kind of unusual.
Clapano in the yellow livery is normally right next door. Terence Lalave just going through there. But San Mateo, what's he lapping out? He's lapping up, well, he had a 1:57. That surely is not right.
Wow.
That's his seemingly best lap. His last lap was invalid. Maybe it is right. Maybe he's just not sticking on the track long enough, and that's why I lost time. Miguel San Mateo, 5th last time out in the reverse grid. 3rd here, but under real pressure from Alexis Clapano.
Yeah, Clapano now all over the back of him. Clapano's going to think about diving down the inside of this next corner. No, he goes to the outside, actually, trying to set himself up. Because Mateo's defending the inside. Switch back there. The switcheroo. No, not able to do it. Matteo gets the drive out of the corner. Now we're into this corner here. Clapano thinks about it, but again, not close enough. Matteo now gets good exit. You often see cars wiggling and as they try to get the power out of that corner. Now into the penultimate. They bank down, steep down. Matteo's got the gap, but meanwhile, in front of him, Inigo Anton pulling away.
Inigo Anton is pulling away. The battle, though, for P3. It's worth being into P3. Moreno is leading very briefly as they go over the start-finish line. Is there going to be a move? Let's just wait. No, probably not close enough. So Moreno has got himself a lead of over 5.5 seconds. Anton currently in 2nd place, but San Mateo under pressure from Alexis Clapano. The man in yellow wants to get past the man in black to pick on the man in turquoise and orange.
Going steeply uphill. Clapano, is he close enough? No, he's dropped back a bit. Matteo managed to get a good drive out of turn 3 and 4. So it looks like he's going to survive for now. But his pace is just not... He's just lost that consistency. He had such good consistency in the earlier laps. His best laps now are 50.3. But really, the 3 cars around him, the 2 cars in front and that yellow car just behind him, they're all in the 49s. So if Matteo wants to stay on the podium, he's going to have to find a bit more pace.
A little bit further down, Jamil Lacuna on debut is making a big effort to get on the back there of Dean Jose. He's got the better of Joaquim Garrido as well. Jose in the blue. Lacuna tried to force his way through. Just not enough space for that CR1 car. And Jose was able to defend quite comfortably in the end.
Yeah, good scrap going on there. I'm sure that's going to come together again. We haven't seen the last of this. 2.5 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for something to happen.
Back to P3. San Mateo and Clapano. In the meantime, you're quite right. Inigo Anton has been able to pull out a second 1.3, 1.4 seconds clear of Miguel San Mateo. And that is extraordinarily frustrating for Alexis Clapano. As they go over the start-finish line, Moreno leading by a country mile.
Yeah, don't forget there are 2 points on offer for fastest lap. Currently, this man, Luis Moreno, has fastest lap. He's with a 48.1. I'm sure Inigo Anton wants to try and get that fastest lap too, but his fastest lap's a 48.4 at the moment. And now we're getting to the end of the race. His tires will be going off. It'll be very hard to improve on that. Meanwhile, right behind him, whoa! Clapano looks to the inside of Matteo. In the yellow car, not able to make it. Matteo just drives around the outside. So as they go down the short straight, 2 more laps to go, give or take. Matteo, though, he's having to get full-on defensive now. Clapano's all over the back of him. A yellow car for Clapano. We've seen him always be finishing on the podium. I don't think he's won a race. No, he did win one race, a reverse grid race, I think, earlier. Did he win a reverse grid race, Des?
Clapano has had, yes, he's had one victory, reverse grid race, correct.
Yeah. So he has won a couple races, but he'll want this podium position desperately. He's 3rd place in the championship and doesn't want to lose any more time or points to the cars in front.
My apologies there. Let's just have a look at Sungalupe. He's trying to get himself up into P11. Zuriel Somadabila is the man ahead of him. Darrell Brady is still not really able to compete. At one time in P7, now in P10. Moreno still running his own race. He really is a class apart, even in this pro class. There will be one more lap because he will complete this lap. He will go on to lap number 9, but surely that is almost a victory lap of honour for Luis Moreno, Alex Young.
Yeah, it's a nice position to be in, isn't it? 5 seconds in front. It's never easy, but still, Moreno will be feeling pretty comfortable now. And he looks like he's driving very relaxed and loose. Second position here, Inigo Anton with a nice gap. His last lap, invalid lap. He's pushing hard with track limits in P2. But the battle for P3, that's the one we want to be watching. There's Matteo in the black car, Clepano in the yellow car, right behind him. Matteo, though, he seems to have settled down. He's put up a bit of a gap between him and Clepano. Maybe he can hang on to third position. There's half a lap to go.
Certainly been a really good rearguard action as well, also by Lacuna, holding off the pressure from Dean Jose. This is the battle for P7. Jose goes up on the inside. Once again, though, the optical illusion says that Lacuna is able to hold on. Back to the battle for P3. San Mateo has actually pulled out nearly a full second on Alexis Clepano. He's found a bit of speed from somewhere, Alex Young.
Yes, he has. Wow, that's and what a right time to do it. Maybe Clepano's used up his tires. He was trying so hard in the slipstream of Matteo to try and make the overtake, and he's just fallen back now. I guess he's going to settle for P4. There's just not much he can do. Only a couple corners left on this final lap.
Moreno, this lap of honour, still taken pretty quickly. 1:48, 1:59 is still the fastest lap. His last lap of 1:49.2, sweeping around this long right-hander. Luis Moreno, 87 points in total. He's going to be adding at least another 25, maybe 27. He also gets a pole position, so Luis Moreno, a perfect start. Inigo Anton will come through in P2. San Mateo holds off Alexis Clepano for P3. Lalave will lead Tagulo into P5, Tagulo 6, and on debut, Lacuna able to hold off Dean Jose for P7. Joaquim Garrido has to be content with P9 ahead of Darrell Brady, and right at the back, Galupe able to hold off Flores. Elman and Rosales are the last ones picking up points, but this fella in a class of his own, Alex Young.
Yeah, super drive by Luis Moreno. He's a League of Racers team that includes many quick drivers like Leif Hamilton, Andika Rama, Jason Tay. So he's in good company, doing the job for his team. Be very pleased with that. But now we got the reverse grid race too.
A 32-point weekend so far for Luis Moreno. Remember, this is a 4-round weekend, and Moreno is already leading by quite some way. He's getting a little bit of publicity back in the Philippines. We're delighted that the e-racers are doing that because it's a skill set in its own right. But the reverse grid is an even bigger skill set because you've got to work your way through an immense amount of traffic, Alex.
So true, Des. We got a smaller break, 47 seconds, 46 seconds before race 2 starts. You can see the track there. It's a clockwise track. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. We've seen how wide it is. Seen some great racing. But now, reverse grid race. It's all about the racecraft. The guys at the back, they're going to try and make their way to the front, but they have to take their chances carefully. Don't forget, we only have 30 incident points, so we have a lot of touching then, or a lot of off-track stuff, then you could be black flagged from the race.
Alex Young alongside Des Corkell on the commentary as the drivers are out on the grid already. We are just waiting for the red lights. There they are on, so that means that everybody is under starters orders. Christian Duque and Thomas Rosales are on the front row of the grid, and we will be now underway. Duque, what kind of a start can he get? It's not too bad, and he's dragged Voltaire Elman alongside with him. So the green, blue and red are leading the way round the first couple of corners. That's a decent start. Darrell Brady's off to a half-decent start. Moreno has already... Moreno down right at the very back, Alex Young. Just getting himself in a little bit of trouble there. He's got himself in P13.
Yeah, so just trying to avoid the usual first lap stuff. Sometimes it's a good idea just to be a bit conservative because you know there are going to be a lot of cars touching, and we've already seen a couple cars go off track. But Elman makes it to the front there. We saw who was it?
Duque's dropped out completely.
Yeah, Duque made a mistake. He ran wide, then he had contact on the way out of that, and he's fallen right down to the field, to the bottom of the field.
Darrell Brady got himself in P2. Flores right close to him, as is Galupe and Thomas Rosales. That's how close it is for P1. Between P2 and P5, there's less than 3 seconds.
Yeah, great first lap by Darrell Brady. He was, I think, in the middle of the pack, so he's up to P2 now. He'll be keen to try and get past Elman, maybe look after those tyres a bit better for this race, and try and stay out in front as long as he can.
Flores in the black just behind Brady. Galupe, who he's in the yellow chasing them, and Terence Lalave, who had a 5th place finish in race number 1, is in 5th place in race number 2 as Brady has a look on the inside of Mark Voltaire, Elman. Brady as they go round the long Galp corner up into the start finish line. They've got to go up the hill, but Mark Voltaire, Elman just able to hold off Darrell Brady. Brady will have another go here though, Alex.
Yeah, coming down the back, then down the front straight now. Brady looks like, whoa, why is he going so narrow? That's not necessary, mate. You're just creating a longer distance to travel within the car in front, and that's why he's fallen back a bit. But now, here we go. Turn 3 right now. Still right there. He'll want to... No, don't look at the inside there. They're not close enough, mate. Just concentrate on getting the good drive. You can get a good drive out of there. If you can be in the slipstream, you can then get the car into this next hairpin.
Right then, let's look to P6. Inigo, Anton, Alexis Clapano with Moreno there. This is only on lap number 2, and already Moreno has got himself up into P8. He's in the black and red, shadowing Clapano in the yellow and Anton in the turquoise and orange. It's Anton who's leading Clapano. That's how we like to see those two. Wheel by wheel, side by side, and Moreno in the shadow.
Well, championship leader Moreno will be loving this. He would just be watching these two. He's under no pressure at the moment. He would be like to get past through these two drivers, but he knows their history. He knows that they've always touching each other, and might make it very easy for him in the end.
Galupe, this is P4, has just got himself ahead of Darrell Brady.
Ooh, Anton going down the inside. Oh, not close enough. Clapano shuts the door as they go out. Now Moreno's got the move on Anton. That was an ill-advised move. Especially when you got a car right behind you, if you're going to make a move in the car in front, you have to make it count. It can't be something that you have to pull out, because it will mess up your exit, and then the car, which in this case is Luis Moreno, will just overtake you. However, they are on the start-finish straight now. There's going to be a super big slipstream effect. Moreno's got a slipstream effect from the cars in front, and Anton will have effect out of all of them. Anton goes to the inside here. He goes to the inside. Wow, we've got the yellow cars there, but then goes to the outside. Oof. It's all coming together as they go through turn 1. All the cars running wide a bit. Anton then looking to go down the inside again, and Moreno not able to make the move stick. Meanwhile, in front, that was Su Clapano down to the ground because he's allowing him to pull out a small gap to these fighting cars.
Fabulous racing. Let's see the race leader, Mark Voltaire Elman, ahead of Joseph Flores. That lead is 1.5 seconds. Jamil Lacuna, good debut from Lacuna. Did well in race number 1. He's got himself into P3 here. Brady in 4. Clapano, Moreno, Inigo, Anton, and San Mateo has got himself back onto this little group here. San Mateo currently in P8.
Yeah, P8. Back with Darrell Brady. He was challenging for the lead just now. And it was, I don't know what happened. He must have fallen back there because he is really struggling now. He's got Clapano all over the back of him. Clapano then looking to the outside. Can he make the move stick? Not able to do so at the moment. Darrell Brady hangs on. Now in the third sector, Clapano looks to the inside. Not close enough. Darrell Brady just closes the door, takes the racing line. Now onto the penultimate corner. Portimao corner. It's a long, long corner. Sort of corners you can really chew up the front left tire quite easily. Now down to the last corner. This last corner here, the all-important last corner, gulp they call it, means it's key because it determines your speed down this long start-finish straight. So you get that right, you can overtake the car in front.
So Brady is in that group with Clapano, who Clapano has a look. Moreno just shadowing these two. Clapano goes on the inside. Brady, is he able to hold on? Just is the answer. Moreno always just on the wheel, trying to pick up any errors that are there. Brady's done really well. Clapano once again tries to go on the inside, and Moreno continues to put the pressure on. But Darrell Brady surviving, but for now only, Alex. Or even not for now.
Yeah, Clapano then makes it through. Gets through down the inside nicely. Moreno will be looking to follow him through as well. Brady does get a good exit, however. Moreno's unable to follow his countryman through. Now down to this right-hander here. Clapano has made the move. He'll be looking for the car next to him, which is Flores. But for Brady, though, he's got to contend with Moreno and Inigo Anton all over his tailbox.
Let's look and see what Mark Voltaire Elman is doing. He's the man who's got the lead at the moment. How's his season been, Mark Voltaire? Yeah, he picked up 11 points in race number 1 in the second round, so certainly very capable. Mark Voltaire Elman might be en route to 15 points here, lapping 1:53, his best lap so far.
Yeah, and he's 50.3. He'll need to pick up the pace, but what's important is he's not making any mistakes. You just gotta, when you're in the front there, you just gotta keep hitting your marks. Don't make the mistakes. Yes, there are quicker cars behind you, but if you start worrying about the quicker cars too much, you will make mistakes, and they'll be up to you and pass you in a blink of an eye.
Joseph Flores under pressure. He's in the black and gold. Clapano will once again maybe just come to the... Well, he'll follow Flores. Flores trying to get the right slipstream. Now Clapano moves out. Maybe as they come down the hill, can he break in time? Clapano goes through into P3 ahead of Flores. Brady tries to follow through once as well. But Clapano, that's a great move. Moreno up into P6. Anton in P7.
Nicely done, nicely done. Oh, as Moreno now runs wide. Anton is there as well. Anton all the way over on the left-hand side of the track. Obviously trying to give as much room as possible to the dueling cars in front. And he managed to dive down the inside of Brady. Or has he? Brady's able to get a good exit as they are side by side as they go over the brow.
Well, have a look at this though. Luis Moreno's got himself now up into P4. Anton behind them. Got Brady on his inside. Great battle once again. Flores moves from P3 to P7 inside a quarter of a lap. We have got 6.5 minutes to race. They do fly by, these races. Mark Voltaire Elman, his lead is just diminishing. Jamil Lacuna is pulling in on the race lead, Alex Young.
Yeah, he is. Lacuna doing a really good job. It's nice to see him get some videos. He's really going quickly, actually. Not really, he's off track quite a bit, so I don't know what his last lap was like, but he's definitely, you can see how visibly he's closing the gap to the race leader.
Joseph Flores, who was doing so well just one lap ago, now under pressure for P7. That's Miguel San Mateo, who is chasing him. The exact livery. San Mateo is the man at the back of that little race. Voltaire Elman leads from Lacuna. Alexis Clapano is able to hold on in P3. Moreno not close enough to make a move as yet, and Clapano has got a 0.8 of a lead over Luis Moreno in P3.
Fastest lap of the race actually is with Clapano, 49.2. So that's he'll like that indeed. That suits him down to the ground. He's now going to try and make the move. Oh, he's got to make the move on Lacuna in front of him right now, but without losing time, because if he doesn't make the move correctly, Moreno's going to be all over the back of him. Down the inside, nicely done, just makes the corner, but not able to keep it there, and Lacuna is able to retake the position.
Good knowledge from Lacuna there. He knew that Clapano had left the braking just a little bit too late. And Clapano, though, he's actually pulled right up, because at one stage that was a 1.5, maybe 2 second lead that Jamil Lacuna had over Alexis Clapano. And all the while, Alex, Moreno just waiting.
Yeah, he's just stalking these drivers. He actually hasn't made any crazy moves. He's been watching the cars in front of him battle. and wait for them to make the mistakes and then make the move. Oh, but look at that, Moreno looking at the inside, just showing not a serious move, just trying to intimidate the car in front of him. Didn't work. Clepano knew these games, and he's just got to focus now on the car in front. A small gap now, Moreno. Now this last corner, Clepano's under big pressure to get this last corner right. He has to get this last corner right, because if he doesn't, Moreno's going to get a run on him.
4 minutes remaining in race number 2 of round 3 of the Pro Series. Lacuna is second place. He's in the back. Clepano in the yellow, stalking. Mark Voltaire, Elman under pressure. Clepano goes on the inside. Can he get through? The answer's no. Clepano, though, under now pressure from Luis Moreno. Moreno in the black and red, fastest part of the circuit, still holding on. Lacuna into the lead ahead of Voltaire Elman. Lacuna, instead of losing P2, takes P1.
What a great job. Fantastic. That was just what the doctor ordered. And behind him, Clepano having to defend hard from Moreno. It's what I was saying about before. When you are in a sandwich, you've got to be very careful how you overtake the car in front. He had a half-hearted look at Lacuna, and he almost lost the position to Moreno because he was unable to make that move stick.
Really good race. Jamil Lacuna is leading on his first appearance on eRacing GP. This will put the cat amongst the pigeons. Mark Voltaire, Elman and Clepano, Moreno, Inigo Anton, Darrell Brady and Miguel San Mateo, all within 3 seconds from P1 down to P7.
2.5 minutes to go. Still got time in this. Moreno, though, he'll be starting to get a bit impatient. He'll be starting to look at Clepano and go, all right, mate, if you're not going to make the move, I'm going to have to try and make the move on you. We're now in this last few corners again. This is the bits where you have to be perfect. Clepano has to watch himself. Yeah, okay, don't try and make a move there. You got to focus on that last corner. Maybe try and unsettle the car in front. That's what he's doing. He's showing his nose, trying to unsettle the car, trying to unsettle Mark. Mark, he's not been very good out of this last corner, so Clepano just has to be patient. Get the drive, stick in that slipstream, get the slingshot. And he has to make the move now because Moreno's all over the back of him. Yes, go around the outside, Clepano. You can go around the outside into turn 1. You just have to be brave. Brake a bit later. No, Elman does cover the inside. He holds onto the position. Goes through turn 2 now. And now Moreno's on the inside of Clepano. Clepano mustn't panic. He's going to go try and go around the outside of Elman. He's making the move stick. He's on the inside for the next corner. Oh, contact. Contact!
And, well, Clepano has disappeared off the screen. Lacuna leads from Elman. Moreno third. Anton fourth. And Clepano, well, he has gone off the screen completely. Clepano disappears.
Wow. He's completely disappeared from the game. I do not know if that was an internet problem or if he'd run out of incident points from too much contact and then kicked out of the game. We do not know. We'll have to find out later if that was maybe a mechanical issue. So it looks like Clepano, he's out of this race now. It's all down to Moreno and Elman for P2 at the moment.
Lacuna's lead is 2 seconds. Moreno tries to go around the outside. We are, where are we? 48 seconds. Is this the last lap? Might just get one more lap in. Mark Voltaire Elman feels the pressure of the championship leader. And Luis Moreno has got Darrell Brady now moves up into P5. San Mateo into challenging alongside because Inigo Anton has dropped down a couple of places.
Yeah, Inigo Anton was unable to get through that gaggle of cars. Wow, so okay, here we go. Luis Moreno
up into P2. Yes, there will be one more lap. 2.5 seconds the lead for Jamil Lacuna over Luis Moreno. Mark Voltaire Elman was in P1 a lap and a half ago, now in P3. Under pressure from Brady for P4. San Mateo in 5 ahead of Inigo Anton. Lalave in 7, Flores in 8. Let's look at the race leader though, Jamil Lacuna. How does he treat this last lap, Alex Young?
Yeah, well, I think he's got a nice gap. He can afford to make a couple small mistakes and he still get the win, I think. However, this will be his first win with the ERGP. And he'll be thinking about that. I think the nerves might even be setting in. He's got half a lap to go to win his first race with us.
Luis Moreno not making much of a headway, actually. Indeed, going backwards. It's over 2 seconds now. It's the biggest lead that Lacuna or anyone has had. Moreno second, Elman third, Darrell Brady now in P4, ahead of Matteo in the black. Inigo Anton is 6. I'd love to know the Clapano story. He always provides us a story, but this one will end up pointless, Alex Young.
Yes, it will. And that's really going to hurt his championship positions. You know, we are in round 3 of 4, so with only one more round to go next week, that's really going to put Moreno in pole position, with possibly only Anton able to challenge him for the championship.
And Anton currently in P6. Won't pick up big points. It's 15, 12, 10, 8, 6. So possibly only 6 points for Inigo Anton. Right then, Elman under pressure from Darrell Brady. Let's have a look as they come up the main straight. And the race will be won by Jamil Lacuna. He takes the victory. Luis Moreno, second place. Fastest lap, though, will go to Moreno. P3, Elman holds off Brady just about. Brady 4, Matteo 5, Inigo Anton 6, Lalave 7. Luis Moreno, let's talk about him first, though. This is a near perfect weekend, Alex Young.
Yes, indeed. And I tell you what, he set that fastest lap of the race to give him that additional 2 points on the very last lap of the race. That is super impressive. It's the end of the race where the tires are worn. Yes, maybe the fuel levels have gone down, but the tire wear is quite high around here. So that, a 48.8 on the last lap was super impressive.
First win of the season on his first appearance in eRacing GP Philippines goes to Jamil Lacuna. And he did it really well. At one stage, we were worried that he wouldn't even get in the first 3. And then he got a bit of fortune, got in the lead, and pulled away from everybody else.
Fantastic. Great racing today, Des. Really enjoyed that. But Moreno, wow, really in the driver's seat. I looked for a moment that Anton was going to take some points off him today, but just couldn't get quite close enough. Moreno just had just a little bit more than everyone else here at Portimao.
Yes, Inigo Anton is the beneficiary of Alexis Clapano's mysterious crashing out. And he was trying to get into P3. Clapano disappeared. We suspect he just picked up too many points. He finished up out of the points. So Moreno will extend his lead up the top. But for Inigo Anton, he'll extend his lead ahead of Alexis Clapano into P2. But the big 3 we mentioned at the very start of this meet, Alex, the big 3 were the stories once again.
Yes, exactly. I'm just seeing if we can maybe have a quick chat with Anton. He had an eventful race as well. Or maybe we can get Moreno on the phone, on the dog and bone. Let's see if they're in. No, they're not in at the moment. They're obviously, a lot of these drivers, they communicate with their teammates. They share information and stuff. So they're probably still in their groups right now. We were hoping, obviously, to talk to Quintos after the AM class as well. Maybe next week we'll get them onto Discord, but at the moment they're not. They're probably still chatting with their teammates. Very happy, or in some cases maybe not so happy with how their races went.
But for Luis Moreno, a very, very good weekend. Fastest in qualification, fastest lap in a in race number 1, fastest lap and second place in the reverse grid race number 2. The only way to better that is to go back-to-back in victories. Have we got somebody on the line, Alex? I think we have. Let's get a conversation and a reaction.
Okay, so shall we talk to Inigo first? If you're there, hello. Inigo Anton. Hey, good. So that was a challenging couple of races for you. Talk us through it.
Yeah, so in the first race, everything just kind of went to plan. Started second, but had a slow start again. And I just clawed my way back to second. Yeah, that was pretty good for me. But in the second race, it was a whole different story. Starting from the back, I don't know how I racked up so many incidents, but like by 10 minutes to go, I was at 29 incidents. So any off track or hit, I would be DQ'd. So I was just playing it safe the whole time. I actually gave up some places also. Like I was running 4th. I went to 6th because I didn't want to risk getting DQ'd.
Well, yeah, I think that was probably the smart move because obviously we saw Clapano, he got DQ'd and he would have lost a lot of points. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We also actually, before we go on to Luis Moreno, we actually have Gav Quintos with us. So Gav, hey man, congrats. Talk us through your AM races.
Well, I don't know what happened on the qualifying. My two lap times, I think, were invalid.
Yeah, because
So
we were following you. It didn't look so bad, but it must have been something off camera there because your laps didn't come up, did they?
yeah, on the first lap, I got an invalid time, but setting for the second lap, it was a clean lap. There is no invalid indication. But I don't know why it did not count.
But it doesn't matter. You did a great job. I mean, you still finished P2 in that race. That's a really good recovery drive.
Yeah, yeah. I think I hold a good set of points for the championship. We'll see on the final round.
Sorry, we just lost you a second there.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe I racked up enough points for the championship. I don't know. We'll see for the final round.
Cool. Well done. Congratulations. Good luck for the next week. We'll see you next Friday as well. Now on to the man of the moment, Luis Moreno. Won race one dominantly. Did a great job. P2 in the second race. How was that?
I love it, and I love this track. It was nice and flowing. Although in qualifying was nerve-wracking because I saw a lot of potential from Inigo. He was also very quick during the free practice, but one lap qualifying just got it right at the right moment at the right time. And then first race, he just kept it clean, managed my pace to bag P1. And again, race two, traffic was quite a challenge to deal with, especially in turn three. Was trading paint a lot of times with Alexis, and then around midpoint in the race, only I realized that I was already having 23 incident points. So by the time I was in range of Mark Elman, I just wanted to hold my positions, stay safe, and think around 2 laps to go, Elman lost it at Sagre. Just I went through the gap and got P2.
Yeah, good.
Jan was just too far ahead. Congratulations to him for winning P1 on race 2.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I was very impressed with that. Made some good moves as well. So yeah, I was quite impressed as well. I mean, I think you had you and Anton obviously were maybe a little bit quicker than everyone else today, but I think it's really good race moves. Very smart racing in race two. You were very conservative at times. You did take the moves when they were available. But it was quite interesting to watch the cars around you. Maybe they saw you in their rearview mirrors and they were getting a bit more panicky because there was some desperate Dan stuff going in front of you, which allowed you to make some easier moves, shall we say?
Yes, and considering it's a short race, incidents can cost you the entire race. Or one wrong move in overtaking, you could spin and lose a lot of places. So I just took it easy. Was very cautious of the traffic and went according to plan. Happy with that.
All right, so one more race to go. Next round. Well, two more races, one more round to go. Anton, just one more quick question for you. You think you can find a bit more pace, win both races, and maybe the championship?
Oh, well, that's hard to say, because with Luis Moreno, I didn't expect the pace from him. And, in qualifying,
wow, yeah.
This race, that was, my best ever lap I did, and then he just beats it by half a second. So, it's going to take a lot to, try and just even win in Sepang. Of course, we raced there in the first race, and I know the track more with the car, but of course, everybody all has the experience. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough race and a pretty hard championship to try and run after.
Okay.
But also, congrats to Luis Moreno. Such an amazing race by him. Always gets to the lead, and then me, I get stuck, and then always fighting. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing though. You see that benchmark, so you know that's possible. So you just got to keep improving, putting in the time, and that's what I love about eRacing. You guys, you put in the time, you can see the results on the track on the stopwatch. Okay, thanks very much. Congratulations, guys. Good luck. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always good to get the reactions from the guys who are under the pressure. But Luis Moreno, cool, calm and collected. A near perfect weekend. He is a long way in the lead in the overall championship. But one devastatingly bad weekend, and you never know, Inigo and Anton might still pip him. But he is the target to set.
Yeah.
Alex, really good weekend for the Philippines edition. 3 rounds out of 4. Obviously, Moreno's the story. What about those who are coming up and seeing Moreno as the target?
Well, yeah, I mean, Capano and Anton, really, those are the guys that they can lap as quickly as Moreno. But you can just see the experience levels aren't quite there. You know, some of the choices they make in the race. But that will come. That's why we are doing this. Because the more races we do, the more you learn. And then you see what the more experienced drivers do, and then you understand why they do that. And there's a lot of things. There's tire wear, there's lines. There's all sorts of things you can play around with. Further back, though, you know, I think Seth Degulu, I think, will be a bit disappointed with the weekend. I thought he had some good pace, but didn't get the results. Brady as well. Darrell Brady was a bit up and down. So I'm sure he'll be going back to the drawing board as well.
Lacuna, with his first victory of the season, proves anything is possible. You're watching eRacing GP Philippines edition from Alex Young and myself, Des Corkill. We'll see you next week. Racing starts, as usual, at 2. Join us 1:45 for the stream.